Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is Haarute, my name is Matt. Hello. So, what's up? Buffy. Last time on Buffy, we had a weirdly really serious episode of Buffy. Someone referred to this as like the reverse Ted. Yeah, I can see it. because while Ted made me feel like we were going somewhere where you would have to take it seriously in order for it to like actually matter, and then it didn't. It just went the goofy robot route, and then we just said haha fuck it, and we just moved on. This episode was like the opposite, where for like a good, I don't know, 40% of it, the episode was whatever, I don't know what we're doing. And then the final half was like, actually, okay, this is really serious, and we're gonna take it seriously. I have like said stuff about that episode during the discussion, but also like I replied to people in like a community post about it. But I generally like that episode, and I don't know if a lot of people do, but that's fine. Because ultimately what that episode is that I feel like it's very aware of what it's doing, and I think it's good, but it's not the ideal way to tell a story about a subject like that, but it is the best they could have done within the format that Buffy runs in. So I think as a Buffy episode that is trying to do something, I think it's pretty good. As for it on its own, it's like maybe not so much, but I appreciate what it's doing. So ultimately, that's how I feel about it. So yeah, that's what happened last week. This week, okay, so first things first, this is gonna be airing. Okay, I'm at the point where I don't fucking know when these videos are gonna come out. But hey, Christmas maybe just happened. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I forgot to say this last week, but yes, Merry Christmas, YouTube people. If you're on Patreon, then Merry Christmas in like a week and a half. But and Happy New Year, which is coming soon. So yes, we're getting the end of the year. We lived through another one. Things look dire, but we made it. However, this also means we're in December, and this has already been the case this week, and it's gonna be the case next week, and like for a full month and a half or two, I don't know. But for those of you who don't know, I live in the southern hemisphere. I live in Argentina, and not only that, I live in the northeast Argentinian region, which is, according to what I've seen, I did a little bit of research in like a world map thing, and I think like where I live and like the Australian desert are the hottest regions of the planet right now, and it's bad. My room is also like the hottest room in this entire house. It's like second floor, ceiling made of metal, and it's facing east, which means that it's on direct sunlight the entire time, and it's just an oven. It's just a giant oven. Okay, so when I say it's hot, it's like it's already 40 degrees every day with 40 degrees Celsius. So let me translate Celsius to Fahrenheit. So that's 104 Fahrenheit. But that's like, it just started, and I think by next week it's gonna be like almost pushing 50, which is like 122 Fahrenheit for you Americans. So it's gonna get real bad, and that comes with also another like entire like field of bad things happening. Things just break down, they stop working, power outages, illnesses. This happened last year, and I got ill too, as well as my mom, because I think that like the water started going bad. I don't know for what reason. I think some minerals or something just started melting, and it just made the water bad for like a full month. And a lot of people got sick in the city. So yeah, that wasn't good. So just a lot of bad things because of the immense heat. So I'm saying all of this in camera because I need you guys to understand that we might suffer from video delays in our release schedule. And if that's the case, then I'm sorry. There's not much I can do. God hates me and everyone around us, because this entire city and region of the world is a testament of mankind's hubris. It should not exist. Also, we just kind of fucked the world over. That's on us. Again, that's another testament of mankind's hubris. So now we're paying the consequences, and the world is falling to pieces. But anyway, this will last like a month or two. So that will be like, I don't know, 5-6 episodes of Buffy. I don't know. Anyway, this is taking too long. Again, I'm sorry for making this long ass intro, but every time you can just skip it. I always leave it in like the video timeline where you can skip right to a reaction, and most of you do. But yes, this is just the PSA. This is just the notice as to what's going on with the channel. I'm dying. That's what's going on. Patreon, what's up? Check out the Patreon, link in the description below or the pop-up on screen. You can watch the next 2 full episode reactions to Buffy already, as well as full-length reactions. I wish I could tell you that things are going to come out on a specific schedule, but right now I have no fucking clue what's gonna happen. So I'm just letting you, all I can promise you is next 2 episodes are already up there, and full-length reactions are always there. But as for how many you're going to get, I am not sure for the immediate future. So okay, there you go. That's all I can tell you. But I'm gonna try my best to get 1 out a week, as I always do. But I have no idea how much power I have over that. All right, let us begin. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 3, Episode 5. Let's go.
Homecoming queen doesn't go to the dance in a van.
Who else likes a limo?
This is once again a very American thing that I cannot relate to.
What's going on here? Did Scott not ask her to the homecoming dance yet?
Thanks, Cordelia. No, I assumed that you would think it was corny or something, but I'm in. I mean, you know, if you want to.
I'm a little tired. I think I'm gonna call it a night.
She might go to Angel. I think she's confused about how to feel now that Angel came back, but also Angel is like a weird monster beast. But he's still like, to a degree, aware of something. Okay, he's just walking around. He's not crawling like an animal. He has some clothing.
Here.
So is it real food or is it like a bunch of blood bags? It's just, it's actually just a cup of blood.
It hurts.
Oh, okay, he can talk.
I haven't told Giles and the others that you're back.
Giles.
Haven't heard that name in a long time.
They wouldn't understand that you're better. Just that everything's different now. I'm a senior. I'm really working harder in school. And I'm involved with someone. He's a nice, solid guy. He makes me happy.
Okay.
And that's what I need. Someone I can count on.
I don't think we should see each other anymore.
That's wild.
When did this happen?
You seem so full of life, like a force of nature. Now you just seem distracted all the time.
I'm getting better.
I'm really sorry.
Okay. I mean, they did their best in order to make that sequence funny in the contrast, but also like trying to pierce where Buffy's head is at. Who's in the creepy band. What the fuck are we doing? Is the CIA onto Buffy now? Is Scott a secret agent? That's my immediate thought. Who's this?
The nubile flesh, my friend.
Okay, it's this guy. I'm trying to figure out what the relationship, like how Buffy feels about her relationships right now. Because I was thinking that she would be more confused about where she wants to go. But then she just told Angel, like, actually I'm seeing someone and I love him and he makes me happy. So I'm like, okay, you're really committing to this one relationship. And I feel there's a disconnect between what she says and what the viewers see. Because Scott has really just been in like 1 episode and a 4th. And now this episode, right before the intro, he's already like, actually, like we shouldn't see each other. But she's like super down for it. So I'm trying to figure out where City Hall. This is the mayor.
Would you show me your hands, please? I think they could be cleaner. My dear mother said, cleanliness is next to godliness, and I believed her. She never caught a cold.
Okay, so a clean freak.
Many other colorful characters have come to town. I'll take care of it. You have all my faith.
Okay. Oh my god, that face. Is there like a troll face? Yep.
Where's Buffy? She's gonna miss the yearbook pictures.
Buffy and Faith are in the library getting all sweaty.
They're training.
I stand by my phrase.
He's not wrong, but also bro, chill.
Well, I'll tell her now. I have to go to the nurse's office for an ice pack anyway.
She's like, girl, you're angry.
Man, guys should break up with you more often.
Gee, thank you.
We got the text already. Why don't we go together?
Hell yeah.
I don't know about that.
Did I just see someone behind her?
Bobby, Rashad.
Who are you?
I still need one written recommendation from a teacher. I think the word that Principal Snyder used was glowing.
And, you are... Buffy.
She doesn't even know who she is.
Were you absent a lot,
Buffy?
Man, that sucks.
Am I invisible? Can you see me?
Biggest life.
Now it's senior year, and I'm going to be one crappy picture on 1/8 of one crappy page.
No, actually, you're not.
You missed it. Cordelia didn't tell her.
Buffy, you look so cute in that outfit.
I'm not voting for you.
Then make it snappy. Hey, I am under a lot of pressure here.
Oh, yeah, campaigning. Rough gig.
What would you know about it? It involves being part of this school and having actual friends. Now, if it was about monsters, blood, and innards, then you'd be a shoo-in.
Man.
Then you will.
What does that mean?
Officially running.
I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to run for homecoming queen, and I'm going to win.
This is starting to be sad.
Sorry, Cordy, but you have no idea who you're messing with. Talking about Buffy. You've awakened the prom queen within,
Okay.
and that crown is going to be mine.
If you say so, girl.
Competition is a beautiful thing.
I love the bad guys being like, yes, she's gonna run for prom queen.
Vampire?
Wait, that's
Whatever the hell you are, my brother. You got Spanish.
that guy we just saw. Isn't he the guy from the fucking egg episode? The guy with the hat who had a brother that
Well, it sure
like
ain't no
died.
philosophy class now, is it?
Mr. Gorch.
Court. I don't remember what the fuck his name was.
The games will begin in a few days' time. The first target, Buffy. You've all seen. The second,
Okay.
Faith is a little more elusive.
They're making this a game.
Welcome to Slayerfest 98.
Hell yeah. I wonder if Half-Life came out yet. Why are them like changing together?
What do you think about this?
That's not how you do it. You do it like this. Don't make this weird. That's all I'm asking.
We should face it, Will. You and I are gonna be in neighboring rest homes while I come over so you can adjust my, first, second, or, ye gods.
That's none of your business, Alexander Harris. What about you and Cordelia?
Oh, a gentleman never talks about his conquests.
You're not a
Oh,
gentleman.
yeah, well, since when did you become a...
Oh god.
I was gonna go with Gorgeous.
Oh god. Are we gonna have an even weirder teen drama?
I don't know if I can dance.
Come on, piece of cake. Here.
Oh boy. Okay. This is where we're going. Let's see how far they take this.
That didn't just happen.
No, I mean, it did, but it didn't.
Because I respect you and Oz, and I would never.
I would never either. It must be the clothes.
You've been cursed by a wizard. Going right back at it.
We gotta get out of these clothes.
Right now.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully that'll be all. We'll see how this goes. Oh my god, she made a full
Speaking of
graph.
big head,
Everyone's awkward.
a lot of people came to my welcome home party.
Yeah, and people died there.
We are all riding together in the limo.
Yeah, great. Willow has a database coming.
Oh, they're already working for her.
She's my girlfriend.
Also that.
She needs it so much more than you do.
I don't know about that, but she came
As
first.
Willow goes, so goes my nation.
Fair. I was gonna say, where's Giles?
Sure. It's not like anyone takes it that seriously.
Me too. Cool! This guy is like Baraka from Mortal Kombat, but like shittier. She's just essentially bribing people with shit. They're all doing it, I guess. Wow! Right in the trash.
We're best friends. I'm not gonna hold it against you.
No, I'm not a friend. I'm a rabid dog who should be shot.
Got faith
Okay.
in me, then swing by and get you guys.
Oh no, they heard that.
You know, Jonathan, I've always felt a special bond between you and me.
Good old Jonathan.
Give me $6.
So you really are giving out money, huh?
This whole trying to be like me really isn't funny anymore.
That's what you think this is.
I don't see why your pathetic need to recapture your glory days gives you the right to splinter my vote.
How can you think it's okay to talk to people like this? Do you have parents?
Yeah, 2 of them, unlike some people.
Okay.
Crazy freak!
Vapid whore.
Like that.
What did you
Don't-
call me?
I'm talking about Buffy. and
Everything's
Cordelia.
falling apart.
Me too.
Everything's falling to pieces
What
here.
are we gonna do? We felt so guilty about the fluke, we overcompensated helping Cordelia.
This makes
We
sense.
spun the whole group dynamic out of orbit.
I thought being a senior at last and having a girlfriend at last would be a good thing. Now, why wouldn't that be a good thing?
Sometimes when you're falling to pieces, your mouth, it just does the sweetest.
Does this room have some weird pheromones in it or some shit? Like, is this like The Room, the movie? Okay, it's the night. Stuff is gonna go down tonight.
What's going on here?
They all forced them together.
We want you to work out your problems because our friendships are more important than who wins homecoming queen.
Okay.
We're friends.
Oh, is the limo chauffeur one of the assassins? I'm worried for Cordelia out of anyone.
making a big deal. Finally, we're here.
Are you even paying attention at all? Nope.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to Slayerfest 98. What is a Slayerfest, you ask? From the beginning of this tape, you have exactly 30 seconds. No, that's 17 now. To run for your lives.
Okay. Run.
Hello? How stupid are you people?
Run! Run!
Sleaze bag.
We have to find Buffy.
I see.
Something terrible's happened. Thought I'd give you a scare.
God damn it! I thought he had inside information. I was like, good, we have plot men to deliver plot. No.
How many are there in this little game and what are they packing?
2 Germans with AR-15s and grenade launcher.
Bruh.
Yellow-skinned demon with long knives. Vampire couple from Texas named Gorge.
Hey, good news. The doctor says that the itching and the swelling and the burning should clear up, but we gotta keep using the ointment.
Oh my god.
Hi.
Faith is wonderful. Ah, she's so good. Get his ass. Get fucked, Scott.
Suspect the finger food contains actual fingers. And that was a very fine thing you two did, putting Buffy and Cordelia together.
Oh my god, look at this too. I feel bad for Giles. He's trying really hard to like hang out with his teenager friends and none of them are here paying attention to him.
We are gonna get out of here and we are gonna head back to the library where Giles and the rest of the weapons live. It's in time for you to congratulate me on my sweeping victory as homecoming queen.
You think if you get me mad enough, I won't be so scared. And hey, it's working.
Okay, sure.
Where's a damn weapon?
You really love Xander?
Well, he kind of grows on you like a chia pet. Just this and a telephone.
And you didn't think that'd be helpful?
I mean, is the telephone plugged in? This looks like a middle of nowhere shit.
If you get this message, Giles, get help and get out here.
Interrupted.
What happened? I don't even get why you care about homecoming when you're doing stuff like this.
Because this is all I do. I just thought I could pick up a yearbook someday and say, I was there. I went to high school, I had friends, and for one moment, I got to live in the world.
Do you hear?
Yep. Okay, it's the Lizard Man. Is she hitting him with the spatula?
Pour the gun!
Oh yeah. Be careful with that shit. Oh my god.
Cordelia, the spatula.
Targets in range. Ready your weapon.
That's bad. Well, that's bad. Run. All of you run. Well, he's dead. Alright, that's some funny ass shit. Anyway, now you're in the middle of the open woods with 2 Germans with automatic rifles. Why don't they have like night goggle vision?
These things go through you faster than
Oh,
Grandpa
these
picks
two.
chili.
I forgot they were even here.
Buffy, wedding present for what happened to your poor brother.
It is him!
She'll show.
Oh, they got
So
him.
she gets rid
Yeah.
of some more competition.
That shit sucks. Who's that? Who's this?
Evening, gentlemen. How may I help you? Excuse me.
The police? Is it the mayor? She's still wielding the spatula.
We just need to find you.
Yeah.
Buffy!
Like, damn it, she passed out. That counts as a stake. You're dead.
I'm gonna kill both of you Slayers for this. You hear me?
I hear you, you redneck moron. You got a dress that goes with that hat? Listen up, needle brain. Buffy and I have taken out 4 of your cronies, not to mention your girlfriend.
Wife!
See, in the end, Buffy is just the runner-up. I'm the queen. You get me mad? What do you think I'm gonna do to you?
Later.
Okay. Okay. Intimidation check. Nat 20. That shit worked. The Germans are still coming, by the way. It's right
And they
there.
hooked into us.
Oh god, get rid of these things.
Do you have night vision? Why did you use it in the fucking woods? Okay, what's the plan here?
Degrees by 43.
There we go.
Adjust. Right
They're gonna fire each other.
Fire.
Why would they fire each other? Only one of them would fire the other.
I won.
Nope.
I'm Richard Wilkins. I'm the mayor of Sunnydale, and you're Mr. Trick. As I understand it, you're not a man. I've been the mayor for quite some time.
Okay.
I like things to run smoothly.
This is the point where you tell me that I don't fit in here in your quiet little neighborhood. You can just skip it. Because, see, that all got old long before I became a vampire.
Children are the heart of a community. They need to be looked after, controlled.
If this rebellious element means who I think it does, then that problem may be taken care of this very night.
That's a very enterprising idea you have, Slayerfest.
Enterprising.
I love that name, by the way. That's the kind of initiative I need on my
Yeah,
team.
you're hiring him.
Be a part of the team.
So you and I are gonna get along very well.
Oh, God. What did you two do to each other?
Long story.
Got hunted.
Apparently not that long.
Yep.
This envelope, I have the name of this year's homecoming queen.
I hope it's neither of them.
We have a tie.
Oh.
The winners are Holly Charleston and Michelle Blake.
That's cool. They just wanted to fuck with the audience for like a little bit.
I mean, like, you would pick me or us. Out of every girl in the whole school, it's just myself wasn't gonna cry.
The girls are fighting. So that's what that episode was today. I'm going to try and talk in a quieter voice because it's midnight. So, alright, let's talk about this episode. So, okay, this episode was important and we had a lot of stuff happen throughout like the beginning and end of the episode that are probably gonna matter later down the line, but a big chunk of the episode was entirely dedicated towards Buffy and Cordelia competing with each other, which is not the best storyline we've had, but it is one that it just gives me more Cordelia, so I'm happy with that because I think she's a fun character. But the place where all of it comes from is the fact that Cordelia, well, she's running for what is the title here? Homecoming Queen. Once again, this is a very American term. I have no fucking clue what this is. Let me just search what the fuck homecoming is. It is a tradition in many high school, colleges, and churches in the United States, Canada, and Liberia. It's very specific. Why Liberia? Liberia began in the early 19th century as a product of the American Colonization Society, which believe okay, I'm learning history today. So anyway, Liberia has a homecoming. Buffy decides to run for it as well. And the reason why she wants to run for it is because she feels invisible. She feels like she doesn't have a life, which is an ongoing problem for Buffy, but she just wants to have something that she can look back to and be like, yeah, I had a life, you know, I was a real person in real society, you know, I went to high school, I had friends, you know. So the fact that she missed out on having her photo in the like yearbook, it's kind of a bummer. And it's sad that she missed out on the day because Cordelia forgot to tell her. And you know what, I get you, girl. Like, I do the same thing. You can't ever trust me to do anything because I'll forget to do it. So I get you. But it's also like heartbreaking for Buffy, so I do feel bad for her. And the thing is that Cordelia doesn't respond well because Cordelia is a very self-centered person. She is. Like, there's no way around it. She doesn't necessarily have ill intentions, but she's very self-centered. So whenever they talk about anything, Cordelia just says shit that makes people go like, okay, fuck you. You know, Cordelia's like, I'm going through a lot here. I have a lot of pressure on me. And it's like, Buffy clearly goes through a lot every day. But another thing that's important about this is it's something that comes back later, and it's not something that's being given a lot of attention, but whenever Buffy and Cordelia near the end of the episode, they're having this entire like conversations that they're having in this like house or shack or whatever this is in the middle of the forest. Buffy says that she wants to have proof that she had a life, but Cordelia says like, what do you want to be homecoming queen? Like, why does the title matter to you? You already have this, which is being a slayer. So what's interesting about that is that, I mean, you could already kind of see this about Cordelia, but all the way back in season 1, which I really liked, and that's why I like her character. So for Buffy becoming homecoming queen or something like that is just being able to prove her existence as a normal human being rather than just a tool that fights. But for Cordelia, the way she sees it is that I have to be something because otherwise I'm nothing. So the way she sees it is she sees Buffy as someone who's incredibly capable. She's like a world savior. She's all of these cool, amazing things. She's literally the main character of the show. That's kind of how she sees her. And Cordelia is like, well, I have to be something too in order to like validate my existence. So for Cordelia, she has to be the popular girl. She has to be the homecoming queen. She has to be all of these things just to be able to say, I'm someone. So that's something I really love about Cordelia. And it's something that's like not talked about in this episode, but is like something that you can see in some of the lines that she says. I don't care why you care about homecoming when you're doing stuff like this, you know? So conflict arises from that, basically, but also just because Buffy's angry at Cordelia, and then Cordelia gets angry at Buffy in turn. Because also, Cordelia just takes this as a personal attack on her, again, because she's very self-centered. So Buffy trying to run for homecoming queen is not only just to validate her existence, it's also because she's being petty. And then Cordelia is also being petty towards Buffy because it's like, bitch, let me do my thing. And Buffy is like, no, I'll do it too. Fuck you. And for both of them, it carries meaning as to something that they see themselves as like, this is something that makes the person that I am, or at least they feel like it should, which is why at the end of the episode it's funny when neither of them win. And like when they wrote that ending, it was very much like a thing of like, we're just gonna fuck with the audience just a little bit, you know, we're just gonna subvert their expectations. But it's like because they go like, oh my god, for the first time ever we have a two-way tie between two characters that are not either of the girls. It's other people. And you can see that their faces light up when they say like it's a two-way tie. And it's clear the fact that they wanted to make that as to make the audience thing that is going to be like, oh my god, this like wonderful feeling that both of them won together, you know. And then it's like completely not that. So that's just them wanting to fuck with the audience for like a second. But for me, because I have subtitles on, I just saw in the subtitles that after the announcer said that, it started going with the names, and before he said the names, I could already see that it wasn't either of them. So I was like, okay, yeah. The tie between the two other characters, that was fun. That was a fun throw me up for a loop for like a second. So I really like this line that Willow has like halfway through the episode. I'm not a friend. I'm a rabid dog who should be shot. But okay, let's talk about the Willow Sander thing. We've been here before. You know when I said that Buffy the Vampire Slayer is an anime? I feel like Buffy the Vampire Slayer was an anime in season 1. Now though, I mean, some episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's a telenovela. It's a novella. That's what it is. It's a Mexican telenovela. Do you have an equivalent? I guess a soap opera. That's kind of what telenovela would be like. But also no, I'm just gonna call it a telenovela. That's what it is. That's what Buffy really is. Because we keep having these characters, and every 5 episodes, they go through an entire development of like, actually, I'm into a different person now. And every time it's just like someone that was completely random. Hello, Scott Hope. We're going to talk about you later. Or it's someone that's like a different cast member, but it's never matching up right? It's like, oh my god, I'm super into this character. This character doesn't pay me any attention. I have a boyfriend now. Now he pays me attention. Then he gets a girlfriend, and then they both cheat on each other. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is just generating drama for the sake of generating drama. And I'm not saying that this is not going to have ripple effects that are not going to matter. Maybe there will be, maybe there won't be. I have no way of knowing. But it's one of those things where, like, every time I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck are we doing, guys? Like, it's difficult for me to, like, root for you guys to do anything when you, like, change your mind every, like, half a season and just go a completely different direction. So I'm not committing to anything that you're doing, because in my mind, y'all are fucking stupid at this point. It is on some level realistic, because everyone is like 16 or 17 years old, which means everyone's fucking stupid. So this does track. Everyone's stupid and horny. Therefore, sure. But like that entire scene where Xander and Willow, they're like changing and preparing themselves for the big day. I'm like, why are y'all together? And sure, we can be like, yes, they're good friends. They've been good friends for a long time. So maybe they even live nearby. So this is something they're just both comfortable with. But me watching this, I'm like, this is gonna get like weirdly intimate, and they're just gonna like kiss or something. And then they did. And I'm like, okay. This is where we went. Where do we go from here? And the answer becomes, so they felt so terribly guilty about it that they just decided to help Cordelia with her entire campaign in order to make it up to her, because they both feel guilty about it, which, like, cool. Like that should be the case, because it's not that they don't care about Oz and Cordelia. It's that they got horny and then they kissed and then shit, what do we do? And then they both feel like shit about it. So that's the immediate ramification. Maybe, like, we're definitely gonna see more of it later, but I'm wondering where we're gonna go, because there could be a lot of things happening. Like, they could break up with their respective partners. Maybe their respective partners will find out and they'll get angry. Maybe this is not going to go anywhere. This is just for them to feel guilty about it and then be like, no, we can't do it. There's like a lot of different directions this could go, but this is just a thing that's happening now, and we just kind of have to deal with it. Cheating on your partners is not a good thing to do, y'all. Like, let me just put my foot down on that. What do you do here? Because, like, you can try to, like, hide it. I don't think you should. I think that what you do in this situation is not like go and tell this person, by the way, I kissed Xander, I kissed Willow. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. You should just go and tell them, I'm breaking up with you because I clearly don't feel the same way I used to feel. You can tell them about the kiss, and that was when you realized it. I don't know about that. I don't know how you want to pilot that. Either way, like, either way, this is just a heartbreak, right? Because even Cordelia's, like, in this very episode, when she's dealing with they're being hunted with Buffy, she has a moment where she's freaking out that she's gonna die, and she's like, I'm never gonna realize whether or not my feelings for Xander were like real, or I was just being a dumb teenager. But like, she's thinking about that. She's thinking about her relationship. So to her, this is something that does matter. Oz doesn't say a lot, which is, I wish he did, but I also get that he's the kind of character that doesn't. But I wanted to spend more time with Oz. He's cool. It's funny because even when they were taking pictures, the photos, everyone was doing something that's very characteristic. Like, Cordelia was doing like a very like charismatic smile. Xander was doing a very like Disco Elysium-esque smile, just like. Willow came in and then she was like, yes, I'm doing a regular smile, and then she's like, oh, the photo didn't go through, and then it went through when she was doing the confused sad face, which is unfortunate, but it's very in character. And then Oz is literally just like, done, that's it, just completely neutral. I do want to get like more with Oz specifically, because I feel like we know a lot about every single other character's like personality, and we do know about Oz, but we haven't given him more like a lot of time to like shine. The only thing we got going on for him is that he's cool. He has like level of morals and understanding. He's like capable, but he's also kind of lazy. But then he's just a werewolf, and he feels bad that he's a werewolf, and he doesn't want to be a nuisance or feel guilty about what he does as a werewolf. But whenever he becomes a werewolf, he has no control over anything, so that kind of removes Oz from the equation. It's just like a monster takes over, and then it's like, oh my god, I hate doing that. But like, I want to start like an episode where Oz is like the main focus, and we get to know more about how he thinks or how he feels about stuff. Okay, let's talk about Scott. Oh my god, this fucking character. What's interesting about Scott, he might become a character after this episode, but we could also just completely abandon him after this episode, so we'll see where he goes. But god, that's a character, because like 2 episodes ago he showed up for the first time, and I was like, are you gonna die this episode? Like, again, victim of antagonists. Like, are you gonna last 1 episode? Chances are you're not. But then it ends with him being like, okay, let's get together, let's have something going on. So Buffy has that, and I'm not like, I don't fully feel great about that. I feel like Buffy keeps being thrown into a relationship literally every episode. Even when she's not in one, her drama becomes about wanting one or feeling bad about the previous one and just jumping into another one, and then characters tell her like, come on Buffy, you gotta go and try and get yourself out there. And it's just like, come on guys. Her last boyfriend, she literally stabbed, killed, and sent to hell. So it's like, I get it that she's going through a lot here. It hasn't been that long. So with this character of Scott, he shows up and I'm like, whatever. And then next episode happens and I'm like, well, I guess he's a character, okay. And we have a couple of scenes with him that feel okay, like they're fine. I don't fully hate them. I kind of like them regarding him and the other couple that we had in that episode. But then this episode is just like, no, actually, like, he just breaks up with Buffy immediately before the intro even plays out. And then we see that he went to the dance with someone else, which feels like he discovered he had feelings for someone else. There is an argument to be made as to whether or not that happened before or after Buffy, or whether or not whatever the fuck he says to Buffy is all lies, it's all bullshit, and he's just doing that to multiple girls. I kind of feel like that might be the case, and the reason why I say that is because, and this is something I pointed out, and I don't remember if it's the final version in the video, but I think it might be, because I left it in there because I was figuring that this might be something that would happen, something like this. And it's the fact that, so he tries to approach Buffy, and then Buffy like has a lot of like moments where she like rejects it. But then she has a moment at the end of the episode where she goes to Scott and she's like, actually, let's do something together, you know, like, sorry, I freaked out, like, okay, let me be the one to initiate something. And she's talking to Scott, and Scott is like, I don't know, maybe I'll have to think about it. And then he like walks away, and like 5 steps in, he like turns around and is like, okay, I thought about it, let's do it. But that entire scene has him looking very like, not confused, like paranoid, like worried. He looks worried. He looks concerned whenever Buffy's telling him, like, let's be together. He doesn't look happy. He doesn't look confused. He just looks concerned. And to me, I was like, why? Why is that? Like, did he get another girlfriend or something and now the offer is invalid? Like, I was thinking, like, why is that? And I think that might very well be the case. The show didn't tell me then, but I think that's the case. I feel like Scott is a character that, like, he was just going to random girls and he was like, hey, let's go get together. And Buffy rejects him a bunch of times, and then he gets another girl to agree, and then Buffy comes in and it's like, actually, let's get together. And Scott is like, oh shit, now I have 2. What do I do? Okay, let me think. Fuck it, let's do it. Sure, why not? Let's do it together. And then he just lies to her, or to both of them. I have no fucking clue. Like, this is all just a speculation, but the reality is that he did go to the dance with another girl, which means that he must have like had another girl that he made plans with, or someone he immediately really quickly made plans with, which is but also he didn't ask Buffy to the dance. So but also, what was his plan? Like, also, what was his plan? Because if he had gone to the dance with this other woman, and then Buffy's friend just saw him with a different girl, then they would have just told her. So, like, I don't know what the fuck my man was thinking. I don't know what's going on. But also, I don't really know many things in general. This is all speculation. All we know is that Faith is awesome. So Faith approaches Scott here while he's dancing with this other girl, and she's like, Scott, what's up, homie? How are you been doing? Okay, so the doctor says that the itching and burning should like disappear, but you're gonna have to like apply some ointment. So, and then she just like walks away, and she just ruined Scott's night, just destroyed this man and whatever relationship he might have had with this other girl. Faith is awesome. Faith is the best. And what's great about Faith too is that like she's not a very prominent character, at least not right now. She didn't really do anything this episode again besides of the thing that I just said, but that was probably the best part of the episode. And even last episode she didn't really do much. She shot Oz with the tranquilizer gun, which is arguably something important. On paper it's like, yes, she stopped the werewolf, but in terms of like the plot of the episode, that didn't really matter. So Faith didn't really do much again, and I kind of like that. I like having a character like Faith here, that she's like becoming a part of the group of the show, but she's not actively participating in some of these storylines. She's part of them. You can see her personality shine. She shows up in the background, but she's not the main focus, and that's a good thing. Because even the hunt was meant to be for Buffy and Faith wasn't even there. She's not gonna always be a focus character, but she's always gonna be there in the background. This is, again, what I want to see more of. I've said this before a lot about Buffy. Just bring characters back. Because the thing about Buffy is that we go through so many like small stories that don't really matter, episodic. And let me say this here because I don't remember if I said it before on camera, but I definitely said it in like replying to people in community tab and video comments, where people get the impression that I don't like episodic as a concept, like Monster of the Week stuff. That's fine. I'm a JoJo fan. Like 60% of JoJo is episodic Monster of the Week. But what is important about that is that I need the story to be good. Like I just need that episode to be a good episode, right? And there's different ways you can do this. The easiest way is to just make a compelling story. And the way you do that is make it an interesting concept, or have characters actually interact with it in a manner that is important to them, and then you see a character have emotions or have a development and grow or something like that. And a lot of them feel like they're trying to have it, but at the end of the day they don't, because I feel like the character leaves the exact same way that they started in. So it's like, yes, that's not that interesting. Like, again, I'm gonna bring up fucking Ted. Because, like, Ted fucking sucks. It doesn't give me anything that, like, matters towards anyone. But I like the concept. The concept of Ted is fucking funny and is shocking. Because I thought we were gonna do something and then we didn't. And then we have a step for fetish robot. Sure, whatever, man. So Ted ends up looping back into becoming an episode that I actually do like, and I wouldn't ever like recommend anyone skipping, just because that has like something, right? Even if the characters like don't really do anything that really matters, we do have shit that like is interesting about like what we have written here. And an episode that I would have told you that we didn't do anything that mattered in was the episode Bad Eggs, and yet time has proven me wrong, and I am glad to say that, because again, they're doing the thing that I just said I wanted them to do. Bring back characters, make them matter again. They brought back this one dude. I have no fucking clue what his name was, but it is the Texan vampire. It is the Texan vampire with the hat, who had a brother in the previous episode, and that brother died. That brother got killed by the egg. What was interesting about that episode is that I remember that guy showed up and like he was in camera enough for me to be like, okay, they're gonna like team up or something. And then like no, like the brother was killed and then he blamed Buffy for it. And then I don't remember exactly what the fuck happened. I think he just ran away comically. I think that's what happened. I don't even remember it, but I remember seeing him. So I identified him when he showed up. And this episode he comes back. And I was wondering, is it you? I think it's him. And then they mention his brother, and I'm like, it's him. It's him. It's totally him. So they brought him back. It makes me really happy because it feels like they are doing the thing that I've been hoping they would since like literally episode 3. I remember season 1, the witch episode. That was the episode where I just said like, I hope that she comes back. And I hope that like if we're gonna have episodic storylines where we see like random characters appear and it's whatever, this is the witch's daughter or some shit. I hope that that becomes a thing. I hope that that character appears again, maybe not every episode, but every now and then. And she did appear once again, Bewitched, Bother, and Bewildered. Not my favorite episode. I understand that some people have fun with that. I don't. But she did appear in that episode, and I did like that part of it. This episode, we have this guy again. You know what? I should... God, I don't... Looking up stuff without getting spoiled is difficult. Okay, let me... Buffy Bad Eggs. Cast. What is the cast? I think it's Gorge. I think his name is Lyle. I didn't read anything. I just went to Bad Eggs and then the list of characters that appear in Bad Eggs. And they mentioned Tector in this episode, which was the brother. So by process of elimination, the other guys should be Lyle Gorge. I don't know if they say the name in this episode. Maybe they do, but I just forgot about it or I didn't pay attention. But I think it's this guy. I do know his last name is Gorge though. So this guy comes back and then... Cordelia plays bards. She has a high charisma. Isn't the name of the actress who plays Cordelia Charisma Carpenter? If that's her name, then it works because she just rolled an intimidation check, which is also a deception check. And she just basically told this dude, Gorge, you have no fucking clue what I'm gonna do to you, so fucking get the fuck out of here. And then he just said like, okay, and just started running. This guy's like Whole Horse. He reminds me of Whole Horse. Again, I have to bring everything back to JoJo, but he reminds me of Whole Horse, man. He just showed up randomly to 2 episodes. Doesn't really matter. He's like a cowboy hat. And then every time he's like, okay, I'm gonna run away. Man, I like this guy. I hope he shows up again, like multiple times. And every time he just runs away and doesn't really do anything. Like that would be funny. I really like how Cordelia just bullshit her way out of solving the situation because it also shows that Cordelia is very capable. She's a very capable person with a very strong personality. It's good that we get to see Cordelia like that because Buffy didn't solve the final... well, she did. When the Germans came in with the guns, she did solve that one. I'm not sure how that went. Like, I'm not sure how that worked because... So the tracker is in the flowers or whatever that was. Orchids. So she put that on this one agent's back and then the other agent shot him, but then he shot the guy that was shooting at him. But the thing is that like she didn't put the other orchid on the other person, right? So the second... So, okay, the agent in the hallway was shooting the agent inside the classroom. The agent inside the classroom then shot the agent in the hallway. They shot each other and they killed each other. Why did the agent in the classroom shoot the agent in the hallway? And I feel like literally the only like logical explanation here is, well, he was being shot at, so he shot the other guy. But if you have like an inch of a brain, I feel like you would think to yourself, oh, that's my buddy, and I have to like tell him, don't shoot me, like we're being tricked or something. And like they shot at each other for like a full 10 seconds. Like it wasn't instantly the fact that they killed each other. So I feel like it is one of those things where he should be like, it's me, and then the body would stop and then they'd be like, okay, we're being tricked here. But instead, they both just decided to shoot without any, like, thought behind it, which is, it's funny to me. It's funny to me because like this operates on like a suspension of disbelief like logic, which is almost like JoJo logic, where I have fun thinking about it and how it doesn't make any sense, but it solved the problem, so it's good. So that was fun. And I find it hard to believe that this all happened just in time for them to go to see the ceremony for the homecoming queen. Like, nobody heard this. Nobody heard the active gunshots in the school. And it's always funny to me how, like, next episode we're just gonna go back to school and it's all gonna be fun and dandy. Like, last episode, the school therapist just fucking died. He got, like, melted in his room. And nobody talks about it. In this episode, there's like active gunshots. There's like gun holes and shit broken in the school. And nobody's gonna talk about it next week. Like, this is all just like, I understand that this is part for the course. And the joke is that shit just happens in the school. There's like an insane body count already. And yet, we just keep going. But it's funny to me whenever I remember that all of this shit happens in this school, and then next week we just kind of forget about it. We just go back to normal student stuff. Insert obvious joke about America just being like this. But okay, so let's talk about, is his name Mr. Trick? Mr. Trick runs this Slayerfest 98. I think it's called Slayerfest, if I remember correctly. Where what he does is that he just hires... Well, he doesn't hire people. He just gets a bunch of, like, assassins to come in. And it's like, okay, you gotta kill this girl. This time there's 2 of them. If you kill them, then you get a bunch of money. And they're, like, done. So we just have a bunch of, like, assassins. We have, like, a snake man. We just have like a snake man. We never get an explanation as to why he's like that, what he is. He's just a snake man, and he like goes like and his like forearms open and shit comes out of it, and he just like exploded, and that was it. We had a German Asian dudes. I have no idea I mean, they're from Germany probably, but like, why are they back to like that? Where did they get all the weapons like stuff? What? They were using night vision goggles, but they were only using them indoors when they could have very easily used them in the forest. So I have no fucking clue why they didn't before. We had one guy, I don't know what this guy was, but the guy who got trapped in a bear trap, I think he himself placed. So it was just a trapper. He got trapped in his own trap, and then we just left him there. And then we had the Gorge dude, the Texan vampire, and his wife, who got killed in front of him. And then Cordelia was like, yeah, who gives a shit about your girlfriend or whatever? And he was like, she was my wife. I would feel bad about him for a second, but I also feel like they were probably married for like a week. Like, I wouldn't be like, this are the kind of characters that I feel like yeah, I'm in love with you, baby, let's get married. And they get married, they get vampire married or whatever, and they're like living the high life, and they're like, hell yeah, we are so in love with each other, and they're gonna like fight and kill each other within like a month. You know, it's those kind of people. It's those like Vegas ass relationships where it's just like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, we're so in love, and that lasts like literally 2 months, and then they're just at each other's throats already. So I feel like that's what that relationship was. That's not why he just ran away. Because if he actually cared a lot, he would just be like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill you right now. But then he was like, no, fuck it, I'm gone. This is not worth it. God, it's so good that he's here. Because when I saw him, I was like, he seems like a character. I wouldn't be surprised if he came back. He did. And I'm happy about that. Oh, man, I like that guy. I hope we see more of him. But, like, okay. This is now a recurring thing. Because this has happened in Bewitched, Bother, and Bewildered. But this also has happened with this episode. With Gorge here. So, I think this is... It's not a confirmation, but it's like a soft confirmation that this is just something Buffy's gonna do. And I like that. I like that a lot. So, okay. Let me make a list of characters that I hope come back. We're gonna do this like, fuck it. You expected me to talk about this episode and do like a review. No, fuck you. We're instead gonna make a live list of characters I hope they come back soon, because I feel like the show's just gonna do this, which is something I'm excited for because it's something I've always wanted. Okay, episode 1. Luke. I want Luke to come back from hell because I just want to see the Brian Thompson again. I like that actor. I think he's dead forever though. We could see Darla again, but yeah, sure, let's see her again. Darla too. I titled the second episode everyone's favorite character, Jesse. I forgot about that. Let's get Jesse back. Fuck it. It would be funny. Setting people on fire for cheerleading purposes. I want to see Amy again as many times as possible. And then also her mom. I like Amy, so I'd be down for her again. Lusting after giant bugs with shoulder pads. Yeah, that was the teacher episode. I'm good with that one. I'm good just pretending that episode never happened. I'm looking at my own playlist in order to remember myself, by the way. That's why I'm reading my own titles. Romantic funeral homes. This is the Buffy gets a boyfriend episode. I don't fucking remember that guy. I don't care. The hyena episode. I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen. Angel episode. We got Darla. The worst age episode of any game ever. The robot man. The robot devil or whatever the fuck his name was. That sounds like a Chainsaw Man character now. But yeah, the robot dude. I want him to come back. The puppet. I want the puppet to come back. The kid from Nightmares. Better than the coach from Nightmares. I want the kid from Nightmares back. Out of mind, out of sight. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. The invisible girl. And she's an assassin now. Trained by the CIA. I want to see that again. Prophecy girl. The Master. I want the Master to come back. He was very theatric. It reminded me of a JoJo character. I really like the Master. I really like the theatrics of the Master. He was fun. He was really fun to just watch. When she was bad, nothing. Some assembly required. The Torchwood student who Frankenstein his brother. I want to see him again. Spike and Drew, but that one's a given. I feel like they're just going to come back, so I'm not even going to write them down. Sandra was a mummy girlfriend. I don't think the mummy girl's coming back, but I'm just going to write it down. Like, half of the characters in this list are fucking dead. So I don't think they're coming back for sure. Reptile Boy. I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. Halloween. Ethan. I want to see Ethan again. Ford is dead, and also I don't care enough about Ford in order for him to come back. But that was a good episode. I mean, I want them to be references to, like, the Dark Age and shit like that. I think those episodes are good, and you could reference them again, but not necessarily because of any character. Kendra? Sure. Kendra could come back as a ghost or something. I've said this before. This is a theory I have about Drusilla. Ted, in all caps, I want to see Ted again. The egg mother. I want to see the egg mother again. The alien. I can't believe I actually made 2 of the same Bloodborne joke reference in 2 separate and completely unrelated Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes. In Prophecy Girl and in Bad Eggs, I just made the Nightmare Slaying joke. The second time I did it just because I already had the Photoshop file with the Nightmare Slaying thing. So I just like made that visible and maybe a little bit bigger, and the joke was done. Surprise and Innocence. Yeah, I want to see Brian Thompson again. The Blue Man Group guy. I want to see that guy again. I would also be down to see the Bug Assassin Man. Yeah, the Bug Assassin Man was funny because he just looked like a white salary man. Where is he? Let me order him. That was in the Kendra episodes. So what's my line? Bugman. Inside you there are 2 werewolves and they're both gay. I forgot the name of the dude. The gay man. The gay dude. He was cool. I like that guy. I don't remember his name, but I think he showed up right at the beginning of season 3. So I feel like maybe he's gonna come back. I'm excited about that. I forgot his name. It's funny because I remember his name in the first episode of season 3, but I forgot it by now. But I want the gay dude. He was cool. A zombie movie, but it's women. Bewitched, Brother, and Bewildered. I mean, Amy. That's it. Passion. I mean, Jenny could come back as a ghost or something. For like an episode. Killed by Death. I'm good. I only have eyes for you. I'm good. Go Fish. Sure. The fish from Go Fish. The fishmen from Go Fish. Sure. They went into the water, and I hope they come back at some point. Nothing really gets introduced in Becoming, is that? I don't think so. Bonus. anyone from the Buffy movie. That would make me happy if it was literally anyone from the movie. And then Anne from the first episode, which is called Anne. Like, when I say Anne, I mean the blonde girl who took over Buffy's name, Anne. And I think from now on, she might just be referred to as Anne, because that's something they specifically said. Also, I don't remember her name. Neither of her names. I'm just going to call her Anne. So that blonde girl that might appear in the future, I'm just going to call her Anne. And when I say blonde girl, I don't mean Buffy. I mean the girl that she lost her boyfriend because he became super aged and then she didn't know what to do. And I really like her. The vampire cultist girl that then changed her ways. She was really cool. Okay, that's really it. That's really it. So I have this list here. Half of the people in this list are dead, and I don't think they'll ever come back. But there's a lot of characters here that could be really fun to see again. So this is their list so far. Luke, Darla, Jesse, Amy, Amy's mom, the robot devil, the puppet, the kid from Nightmares, the invisible girl, the master, the Torchwood student who Frankenstein his brother, the mummy, Ethan, Kendra, the Bugman, Ted, Eggmom, the alien egg thing that was underneath the ground, the Blue Man Group guy, the gay dude, he was cool. That's how I wrote him down as, because I don't remember his name, but he was cool. Jenny, the fishman from Go Fish, and bonus, anyone from the Buffy movie. This is good. This is a good list. This is a list of characters I hope to see moving forward into the future. They don't have to become regular cast members. In fact, I don't expect them to do so, but it would be really fun to have them around. Just for like an episode or two. That would be fun to see them again. Just every now and then, you know? Again, my favorite thing about Diamond is Unbreakable, which is my favorite JoJo part, which is my favorite show, is the fact that it introduced a bunch of minor characters for an episodic encounter, and then they showed up again later. And it gave me this feeling of we have a community of characters in a town. I want to get that for Sunnydale. I want to get a community of characters that just live here and for them to keep coming back. That's what I want to see. I got super sidetracked and I just realized I've been recording for like an hour. What am I doing here? Okay, the final thing I want to talk about is probably the most important thing about this episode, and it's the Major, Richard Wilkins, who just gets Mr. Trick. And they both get together at the end, and they start talking. And the Major seems that he wants to get Mr. Trick on board to work with him. The Mayor is completely knowledgeable about what's going on with Buffy. I mean, I don't know if completely, but heavily. And this was hinted at previous season with Snyder. He's like, oh yeah, I'll talk to the Mayor or whatever. So the Mayor is aware of things regarding supernatural events and the Slayers, aware of vampires. They're openly talking about it in this conversation. It's fun to see. It's really nice to see two characters who we like, they are not part of the main cast and they're just openly talking about supernatural shit. I like that. Finally like that, because whenever we have characters that are not main characters, they never talk about supernatural shit because they don't matter. But these guys do, and I like that. I don't know what kind of conspiracy thing we're gonna go with the Major here and Mr. Trick, but I do like it. We'll see where this is gonna go later. But he seems to be wanting Mr. Trick's help. Cool. One characteristic that we do know about the Mayor is that he is a very clean person. He might be a germaphobe of sorts. So yes, we don't really know much about him. All we know is that he might be the main antagonist this season. It's not just going to be Mr. Trick. I finally know his name. He seems cool. But it also seems to be this Mayor thing. And I do like that Mr. Trick saw him with like a level of antagonism. He replies, if you're telling me I don't fit here in your quiet neighborhood, you can just skip it because all of that just got old long before I became a vampire. This is just referring to aspects of their ethnicity here, because I've said before that this show is very white. And it is. And I like that there's a character now who's like, yeah, this town is just like that. And I feel like I don't fit in here. And I like that he references the fact that, like, yeah, this has been a thing even before I became a vampire. You know what's interesting? And I mentioned this before. And I feel like inconsistent is accurate. But it's more like it evolved over time as to how vampires work. Because the idea is that a demon takes over your body and you die. This was that thing that was established. But then at the same time, vampires talk about it as if they just know everything about their previous lives and they have feelings about it. So it's weird how it works. It could just be something like your brain retains all of your memories and emotions and shit, but your soul, like your essence, is what makes you human, and then that is being taken out, and then a demon soul comes in, but that demon soul is piloting your body, which does have all of your feelings and your memories and stuff. So it's like they're you, but like evil, I guess. I have no fucking clue. I have no fucking clue how it works, but it sounds like they are the same person that they were before, but like different, which is interesting. So I'm not fully sure how that is. I think you're not meant to think about it too hard. But okay, I think that's gonna be it for this this discussion. I feel like I barely talk about the episode or just talk about all this shit. I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna stop now. I'm gonna leave. It's 1 a.m. and I'm hungry. See you guys next time. And alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions already, or just bored of the channel, then check out the Patreon. Link in the description below, social media, also the cool stuff that I do in it. See you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye.